Hey, welcome back.
Hey there.
It's been so long since it's been three of us, let alone four, child.
Look,
Um,
we got four. What you
We
talking
got
about?
four? What you talking about?
we do have four. That's what I'm saying. Like it's been a minute since it's been three, let alone four.
Come on, four. Say hi.
That part.
Say hi, Cece. Our honorary member. And look what that hat say. What the hat say?
Oh.
I would. I'll try. I'll laugh. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. So y'all know why we here. Welcome back to A Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat. And we have a full house today. I'm here, Tree's here, Eli here, our honorary member CC is here.
During her
and
birthday
Josh is
week.
here.
Hey,
And it's
big
her
birthday.
2 days.
Hey, 2 days. She'll be 2. And baby,
What
it
you got
feels like
planned for?
22.
Right.
We are going to have a trolls extravaganza. That is the theme because she loves trolls. We have trolls toys, we have trolls cakes, we have trolls everything.
Are those movies even good? No, don't look at me like that. Are they good?
So no. Like the way I really be like singing these songs, like it's ridiculous. They are ridiculously good. Like I promise you put on one, you like, you know what? I might have to
They might have it. They might.
Yes, the first one is the best. The second one is cool. The third one, I think I've only seen the third one. 3. I've only seen the third one like twice, but I haven't had time to like actually pay attention to it because it's not on Netflix. You gotta pay to buy that one. And I was at one of our cousin's house and we played it, but so I haven't really gotten to the third one because I don't like buying stuff. But I probably will. I probably will.
Tree's
You
gonna
can
struggle
tell
tonight.
I'm gonna struggle a lot. So she's beating me up now. You see 2 going on 22. She's gonna go from 1 to 1.5, 22 is what it's gonna be. But anyway,
all right.
How was y'all's Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was quaint, but peaceful.
Shoot. It couldn't have been good as mine because I had layered salad. Y'all didn't. I'm sorry that y'all didn't have layered salad because it really hit.
Eli, I need you to be delivered from that concoction of a dish that you call yourself making.
Just wait till I make it for y'all, and y'all gonna be like, he might not be lying that much.
Please remind the audience what this layered salad is.
All right, so it has mayonnaise in it, but you have to look past the mayonnaise.
How you start with that?
Because you have.
I mean, Lord, not mayonnaise.
There's eggs and bacon on top. You put frozen peas in there, but then it unthaws, and so it's actually good. And of course, you got lettuce because it's a salad, celery, all the greens. Y'all missing out.
Don't none of that sound good, brother.
Hey, I can only lead you to the light. I can't let you accept it. So.
Oh my goodness. The only way I eat layered salad is if they offered it on Survivor.
Because it ain't nothing else to eat.
Because it ain't nothing else to eat.
That's the only reason.
But speaking of Survivor, y'all know that's why we're here to talk about.
Hold up, real quick before we start. You mind if I say a little something?
Go ahead.
Vive la France! Vive la France! Vive la France, y'all! I'm an honorary French citizen. Oh wait, it's Italy. Wait, Viva la Italy! Viva la Italy! Viva la Italy! Viva Italia!
Make sure you clip this tree because that is funny.
Viva Italia!
I was like, wait, that don't look like France's flag. And what France got to do with this episode?
Viva la Italy.
Viva la Italy. Y'all can kick me out. Man, I deserve to get kicked out after that.
Viva la France. Oh my God. Y'all see that? Did y'all hear that?
So what I saw was a mess.
So obviously, y'all, we coming back from the vote that took Kyle out, and people are feeling some type of way about it, or not so much. They're not really sure where they place in the game is. Some people do know where they place in the game is. Pretty much, we know Sam and Genevieve, they on the bottom. The 5 underdogs, who me and Eli so adequately described as not really the underdogs. They have control, and they pretty much made it clear to the 2 that it's going to be one of them at the next tribal. And based on numbers, based on the way, even if one person decided to flip, because Andy looked like he's the one that could flip, there is no possible scenario in which that one of them can be saved. Going in, just looking strictly at numbers, it doesn't look possible.
It's over. It's 5 at worst, 4 against 3. And why would someone risk their game for that?
Right. Who would do that?
And the only hope is like, oh, you flipped both Andy and Teeny. With early on in this episode, that got shut down in my mind. The fact that Teeny being a part of this.
Yeah, Teeny wasn't having no parts because, okay, so starting off, I missed a couple first minutes, but I seen.
Oh, I got you. All you need to know, Sue pumped. Sue loving it. She got to get Cal's butt up out of here.
Baby, she's still on cloud 10. She's like, I don't even care what's going on this week. I got what I wanted. She hates that man.
Yeah, I missed that part.
And then cut to a scene with Caroline and Sue talking about their relationship, making rice. Sue's face is covered in mud, which is unsurprising at this point.
Because she looking for idols.
She's covered in mud. I you know what? Won't have an answer all season for it, but
even why she gonna go dip herself in the water, I don't know.
Just for like a quarter second, just put some water on your face and wash it off. But people like to say it is contour and it does look good, and she be having them cheekbones. And for a 35-year-old, she looks amazing on this island.
Please, not for 35.
That's what she says she is. That's what she says.
The same age.
She ain't say right. That's
we is not the same age. Don't you?
Oh my!
Not even do that.
But
so the part that I did catch in the beginning though was Genevieve coming to Andy to apologize. She was like, I'm so sorry that I discounted your game. That was wrong of me to make you, that you were less than who you are in this game, or make you feel that way, and to really, discredit and undermine who you are as a person and player in this game. And at first, he kind of looks like Andy's just kind of looking at her like, you just talking. I'm gonna let you talk because I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna listen because what I need to hear, I don't care about your apology.
Right.
I don't. Because you done already drug my name back and forth through the mud, saying I ain't no good, calling me a goat, and that I'm just here to be a 0 vote finalist, pretty much is what you're telling me, and telling everybody else. And so it don't look like he believed her based on his facial expressions, right? But then we also have her talking to Teeny. I thought this was about to be another apology.
Eric, this upset me because Genevieve goes up to Teeny and says, it's like she was listening to all of Twitter last week. She was listening to us, every single podcast, saying, hey, if the 5 underdogs go to the end, Rachel wins this easily. And so Genevieve sits down Teeny and is like, you know what? I think we should get Rachel out. And pretty much says, you really can't beat Rachel. And instead of understanding that, Teeny gets freaking pissed. And she's like,
you don't think I can beat Rachel? You think Rachel gonna beat me? You think I can't beat Rachel? She starts saying, Hester, you don't think I can beat Rachel?
No. And she's like, so if it was me and Rachel at the end and you're in the jury, you aren't voting for me?
Genevieve was like,
I'd have to think about it.
No, Teeny, I'm not doing
that's
it.
your answer.
Teeny funny, bro.
Because what have you done, Teeny?
She's been Teeny's been Saul's friend. They've been I don't know.
Listen, anybody that get close to Teeny go home. So what has she been this season? She been a grenade at this point. Because, damn, anybody that get close to her, she be like, I like you. Oh,
even from the Red Tribe, week 1 and 2, it's like, oh, it's her and Asia to the end. That's gonna be the dynamic duo. And then it's like, all right, what about Keyshawn? No. Saul.
Yep.
No. Oh man, it ain't
looking good for Teeny's allies.
It's not looking good at all.
And it's so I think it's funny because I remember in the beginning when we saw that dynamic with her and Aisha, that we were like, oh my gosh, the new Sari and Izzy. How do we think she compares to Izzy now?
Oh man.
I mean,
are we seeing a potential timeline of what Izzy would have been in the Big Brother house? I feel like the answer is no, but
right,
it could have been.
There's no telling, but she's no Izzy. I'm sorry, nobody can ever be Izzy. And this game, like the lack of doing, like, and I know we're just kind of not talking about the episode right now, but Teeny, we really had high hopes for Teeny's game. Like, it seemed like Teeny knew what's going on. She knew about the players. She was strategic in her, she had these well thought out plans, but she just lost ally after ally. And we just seen all these plans start to crumble around her. And we just have not seen her, really grasp hold of the game. But I guess we can lead us to the end because this is the penultimate episode, the finale next week. So I guess we could just save our analysis for the last people to the end.
Hold on that, I saw at the very end of the episode, December the 11th and the 18th. Why did they give us 2 dates?
Oh, is it a 2-part finale?
Oh, it is a 2-part finale. Okay.
Oh, raggities.
How's that a finale? Survivor, that's not a finale.
Why they
finale is the final episode.
Right. So I was confused because I thought when he said 2-part, I was thinking just like, oh, part, how they normally did it. Yeah, 2 parts in 1
hour. I thought they were gonna do 2 hours, like the first part, 1 hour, second part, the second hour, and you ain't even got that extra third hour and a half.
Right.
That's it. That's all you need. Damn, Jeff.
Honestly, probably for the better, so it doesn't feel rushed. But I still can't call it a finale if it's not the last episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's who's ever has anybody ever done a 2-part finale like this?
Hey,
Big Brother.
Big Brother does a 3-part final HOH. So you know what? Survivor has 1 more episode to add.
Screaming.
They're trying to get that little money. That's what they trying to do.
We must be in for a surprise or something that they doing it like this. Something about to go down.
Listen, at this point, it's like there's only so much content you can show when there's like just the least amount of people there, but
yeah,
it better be good. That's all I'm
saying. Know what wasn't surprising? Teeny going right to Rachel and saying, hey, you know what? Genevieve wants you out. Genevieve thinks it should be you. Oh, man.
I literally had Teeny rats out Sam and Genevieve to Rachel. They're both coming for you. They both got your name out there. And I'm like, Teeny.
Think about that. Think, Teeny.
Because you going with the other 4 women, like, and plus Andy, other 3 women plus Andy. And it's like, I get it. I understand that's who you want to go with. However, do you truly, that's my question to Teeny, do you truly see a path to win with this alliance that you have? Yeah, it worked for a vote or 2, whatever, let it flow. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to adapt and maneuver and switch it up for your benefit.
I will say, and this is hats to most everyone in the Underdogs Alliance for saying this. I'm going to give the props to Rachel because I think Rachel's in the best position. But we've also seen further Caroline giving props to this, saying, hey, if we all get to the end, we all have an equal chance. If we get to the end with Genevieve or Sam, we don't have a chance. So this is an equal playing field between all of us. And I think that's been a really good just nugget to lay in all of them. Right. Where they've all somewhat drank that juice where, we all can win because we're all equal in this final 5.
Hoodwink, bamboozle, led astray, and run them up because that is not true. It's not true whatsoever.
Hey, but Teeny, they're drinking the juice.
Teeny being going off the juice. We remember from episode 4 where she was drinking that wine, baby. Like shit.
Man. Could have had another scene of that this time.
Being off the juice. So
Drunk Teeny.
Right. And so after that, we get the reward challenge, which, you know, we ain't got to explain what it is. It was a challenge, but they had the biggest reward up for grabs yet.
This is the one I needed. I love me some Italian food. Or
Vive
I
Italian food.
I love French food. Excuse me.
Vive Italian food.
Viva la France fry.
Not a French fry. Oh my God. Viva la Pizza Hut, okay?
I do feel like Italian food might be the best survivor food option. I know we've talked about this during the auction. Like, oh, what's the best food? Thinking about it, it's Italian food. Yeah. You got the carbs, you got the protein. Give me spaghetti with some meat sauce. It's
give me
like
that.
That's all I need.
You get a little Caesar salad typically with your Italian food too. So
get some pizza.
Yep.
You can't go wrong.
Well rounded.
Can't go wrong. So they do the reward challenge, and it's down to Rachel and Sam. They got to get the ball on top of the thing. Sam wins reward. Woohoo! According to Teeny, this is his last supper. Because
my gosh, was this a crash out? Can I call this a Teeny crash out?
Teeny crashed out this episode. Absolutely crashed out. Lost her everlasting mind. Yes, she did. Later on, not just in this moment, but later on, she ate, breathed, slept Sam's name. And so Sam gets to choose 2 people to go to Sanctuary. So not only did they get Italian food, they get to spend a night at Sanctuary with beds and pillows, comforters. They should have threw a shower in there. I don't understand. They used to do showers, and some soap. They used to throw that in there too. But they also threw in letters from home. And so Sam chose Andy and Genevieve to go with him. And as they walking off, here go Jefferson's messy behind after they left. So what do y'all think about his decision to take those 2 people? Did you think it impacted the game anytime?
Not the mess.
Messy boots. Jefferson. The fact he purposely waited for them to leave to ask him this question. And, you know, Teeny couldn't wait to jump at the bit. Oh, yeah, I would definitely impact the game because he know he's sitting on it's just him and Genevieve, they at the bottom, and you going to choose another person that might go home, and you got other people up here. You ain't going to try to offer us nothing, extend nothing to the people else, you know, us over here.
Look, and won't.
And this was truly funny after just a few minutes ago seeing this scene of Teeny immediately snitching to Rachel. And it's like, Teeny, they have a better chance flipping Caroline than you at this point because you're in the underdog sauce. You don't like Genevieve, you don't like Sam, but you're expecting them to pick you. And I somewhat get it, thinking, oh yeah, where Genevieve wants me because the Red Tribe connection, we're gonna go after Blue or whatever.
Right.
But Teeny, you weren't flipping, and it's almost like they wanted to
beat them down.
Well, not even beat them down. I think this might be Teeny somewhat upping their own game, where it's like, I'm supposed to be the middle person, but I'm not invited. You aren't putting me in a position to be a middle person.
Oh, I like that perspective. Like Teeny felt like that was supposed to be her thing. Like, you supposed to invite me so you can try to barter some deals with me, and I can decide if I want to accept those deals or not, type deal. And unfortunately, that place goes to Andy. And really not even Andy, because he said, forget the middleman, let's just jump into it. Andy said, I got a plan. Forget the food talk. We know read the letters cute, boo hoo hoo, cry, that's nice, that's sweet. Andy said, listen, look, we got a plan, so gather around the table. I gotta let y'all know what's going down tonight. Or this is how it's supposed to be. I'm like,
I wish they would have showed more of Andy cooking though. Because there's gotta be more than that.
Andy is that dude.
I would like to state real quick. This is the third. Hold on.
He's him.
4th pod in a row where Andy is getting his praise. I wasn't even here for 2, but I heard y'all. Y'all know I still tune in and listen. They gave my boy Andy his props. And of course, I gave it to him when I got back. But this week, we all here to let the record show. Mr. Andy is playing the game, y'all. I told y'all he was a mastermind. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I told y'all niggas. Y'all didn't want to believe me, but I told y'all.
Oh man, he's crushing it. He's to even want to flip this game.
Yeah.
And I think the most special part of seeing this build up is when they flip the scene and flip back to camp. And of course, we see Teeny being upset. We know Teeny's upset. But as Andy's crafting this plan, they're all talking and they're like, you know what? 4 women in the final 4. All of us are here. All of us were just thrown aside just now.
Right.
And literally they're ready to set the boot order.
They did say it. They said we already got it. Wait, because did she say that at Tribal 2? We already have a boot order, Jeff, or was that earlier? We already have a boot order. We know what's gonna happen, and it's set in stone, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then because and like going to your point where Andy said him wanting to even flip it at this point, because like could he have done the safe option and went with it? Exactly, CC. Yeah, he could have went with the safe option and stayed with the underdog 5, but that would just leave him at 5 going home if he didn't win immunity.
We see this so much of contestants almost walking to the slaughter a little bit, where it's like, and of course they're in the game. They see their position as better than we see it from getting every bit of information. But it's like, there's times where you almost have to make a move here and it's a scary move and you could be fine for 2 eliminations and you aren't getting touched. Yeah. But
that third
you still don't have a chance to win. You still don't have a chance to win because you're just walking to the slaughter. They're gonna get rid of you. And
man, and I think he saw that. I think Andy was able to visualize. I would say that the girls ain't just, oh, let's get the guy out, but they definitely are. But I'm sure Andy saw that. He was looking ahead like, okay, listen, I'm cool with these girls now, but if I get down to 5, there is nothing stopping them from just taking me out and doing an all-girls Final 4. I don't know if that's ever been done before in Survivor. So what's to stop them from making history like that? Nothing. Not me, because I surely ain't won no challenges. So I definitely can't. I'm no Kyle. I can't, bet on me beating them out in a challenge. So I gotta do something right now to potentially shake that up. Now, will it have some repercussions and he may go out sooner than 5? And I'd rather go out swinging for the fences to go down in history, make a move, and then get sent home next than to just allow myself to just sit there just to get a little further in the game with no impact. But that's a story for another day. So Andy starts to did you want to describe Operation Italy, Eli?
Man, are we going to do it like right when they get back to camp? Is that where you want me to go from?
Well, when he started explaining it to, what's her name? Genevieve and Sam first.
Oh, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Just run down the gist of it.
What? Andy spilled that, hey, there's an underdog alliance. And y'all ain't in it. There's a 5-person underdog alliance.
Right.
And we're getting the 2 people out, and y'all don't have a chance.
But I'm here to change all that.
I'm going to change all that.
I'm the kingpin.
And so what Andy wants is, let's build some suspicion that, hey, there's an idol out there and we need to split this vote. We need to split this vote 3-2, and Andy needs to be in the 3 so he can flop over to Genevieve and Sam's side and vote someone out 3-2-2.
Yep.
And
Rachel's the target.
Yeah, they call it Operation Italy. And so they get back from their sanctuary and the plan gets going. And first you got Sam acting like old Sam before, pretty much trying to act like, hey, you're not excited. Like, please, may I have another week? Please, can we get rid of Genevieve? And he's apologetic about having to choose people. And Sam, he gets in his bag, gives Genevieve his useless idol that, man, shout out to him, because he could have used it for no reason, even though he knew he was safe in that first tribal that he went to, because I think it was only active for 1 tribal.
Yeah, it was. He could have threw that thing out.
He kept it, and now it is Genevieve's to use, and Genevieve makes a fake idol. Like, all right, I got myself a little bit of some.
And then Andy gets, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Andy, his go-to phrase, they wine and dined me. They were whining and dining me. Man, they just wanted me.
Strong army.
Like, and he's acting pissed like he's all the way into the Underdog Alliance. By the word that they said.
I need to talk to Andy. Andy, come to the front. What if he planned that crash out in the very beginning?
That's what Eric's been saying. That's what Eric said.
I told y'all.
But what if he did?
I think it puts him in such a bad position, though. It puts him in a horrible position for no reason to just be. We saw it multiple times in the past 3 seasons because there's been a crash out on every season where it's just like, all right, they suck at challenges. They're crashing out every time. It's finally time to get rid of them. So
this is what, hold on. When they come back, the next episode, Survivor, you have time to do these edits. If there is ever an edit of Andy saying I ain't tripping, I'm cool. I planned that. You need to put that on the next episode.
Yeah.
Because we need to start building some Andy tea.
Winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not baby. Knock. We need some tea.
I mean, they've given us glimpses when him taking the hair down, saying he's transforming. Right.
Too little. I mean, I want to see the whole burrito.
She want the fresh lettuce, fresh chicken. What's the
Oh Lord. Oh
the
Lord.
Burger King rap. She want the whole thing.
All of it. Greens, beans, potatoes,
tomatoes, yams, rams, turkey,
all that. You know.
All of it. But I think for me now, this is just me. I loved Andy and his story, and granted, it's the edit, so I'm all of this didn't happen as so close together, right? And so synonymous the way they made it seem. Because looking at, I'm like, now I would have been like, sir, you done told everybody the same thing, almost the exact same way. I'm gonna catch on. I'm like, something ain't right. You pushing this a little too strong, brother. You too strong about this splitting this vote. Why you want the vote to split so bad? I know we got the little idol out here that you done planted the seed that she may have got something you don't know. But I'm just like, you pushing that a little too hard. That's the me in me. Cause I'm like, you want this a little bit too
But at the same time, he's making logical sense.
He is making sense. Yeah.
Where if Genevieve does have that idol and you choose not to get rid of Genevieve, and she just uses it next week and you can't get rid of her next week. So you might as well try to get rid of her. If it doesn't work, get rid of Sam.
Yeah.
And then just keep moving from there.
That part. And I'm gonna need to say this before I forget. Dang, this was their last time to really get out Rachel before the finale because she got idols. You got to get rid of all your idols at 6.
Oh wait, she got idol and she got the still a vote, right? Block a vote.
Yes. So she guaranteed her and Sue are guaranteed final 5.
So she getting it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, is TD going? Because I don't want to see the other 3 go. And I love me some Teeny.
We'll speculate. Let's speculate later.
Yeah.
Speculate later.
Yeah.
So let's get through this thing. Let's get through it. So Andy sets the trap for everybody, and it seems like everybody's buying it. Honestly, they like Teeny was not. Teeny was like, I need to see how we know she got the idol. I need to see this for myself. And apparently, and Genevieve was like, dang, she didn't believe me. That I gotta show her. It ain't ready yet. It's still it's still a prototype. It ain't the full thing. And so she kind of flashed. Just take it. Just hear it. Look, just a little bit. And hey Mary, as Andy was coming around, it's almost like they planned it. It's like, oh shoot, somebody coming. I gotta hide it. Because what really sold it for me was when Teeny came up and it was like, all right, Teeny. So I just need you to know that it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be all right. Like trying to make her feel like they had trust in her and they were still trying to work with her.
Right.
And she was like, so are you saying what I think you're saying? Yes, I am. I'm going to be all right. I have an idol. I'm going to be okay. So don't even worry about it. No stress off our back. Let's just figure out what we want to do. And she said, I need to see it. And so that's when she showed her and Andy came.
I know Teeny says, Siren, will you? This is all sounding like Andy's plan. I need to see proof before I believe anything.
She was so suspicious. She was like,
this is working out a little bit too perfectly. Right when Andy's talking about, hey, Genevieve might have got something. You're like, all right, I got something. But that little bit of proof.
That's all she knew. But then you would think they would have dissuaded her. No. Teeny goes full force into confessionals. Well, that's perfect. I'm glad I know that she got the idol because now I can still get out Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Look, Teeny said, I'm not listening to the suspicions because her whole face had all the suspicion. But she was like, nah, I ain't gonna even, you know what? I'm gonna believe it. I'm
gonna let Genevieve think she's the target, let her play her idol, save herself, and we still just gonna get out Sam. That's what we're gonna do. And I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, even with all of this, Teeny is dead set and determined to make sure that Sam is the one that leaves tonight. Yep. She can't stand his face. She did say she was a little bit jealous. She just felt like he's too popular and all those things. That
man, I'm sorry, can't credit the tweet. I feel like I saw something like, oh man, Teeny in some high school trauma.
High school. How many times have we seen these people get on this show and they still worried about what the folks in high school was doing? Because that's how y'all played.
Because wait, was it Teeny that said, "Oh, he's like an all-American quarterback or whatever"? Where it's like, did Sam even play football? I don't know. He might have been a quarterback, but it's like, all right, why is he a quarterback, Teeny? I want to know.
You better start questioning everybody. Is that even your real name?
Right. Because that was my question, girl. Is that your real name, Teeny? That's what they named you?
It's gonna be
like that's cute if that is, but like, what's your real name?
Tanisha.
Name.
Probably not.
Is it Tanisha?
That was just the first name that popped in my head.
Her name probably Tiny. I mean, not Tiny. I mean, Teeny Tiny. Tina is what I'm trying to say.
Tina.
All I know, hey, I rock with the name Teeny. This is a fire name.
It is. It's cool. It's cool. And so then we get to the immunity challenge. Y'all.
Hold up. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I go back a little bit? Because I want to touch on something special that I was loving during the letter reading. So Genevieve, she gets a letter, or I guess real quick, Andy got it from his mom. Really cute. Mom, a big Survivor fan. They were excited about it. Sam got one from his brother. Really nice. But, oh, man, Genevieve's dad saying, oh, I'm sure you have a lot of friends out there, Genevieve. Oh, man, cut to Genevieve saying, man, I have no friends. That was cinema. That was cinema.
It was perfect. It was sad, but perfect.
And we got to see her. In my notes, I said, Genevieve with the Scrooge, the Christmas story or whatever. Where she pretty much Scrooge the Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Or like the Grinch, her heart grew 3 sizes now. Like,
because man, the ghosts of Genevieve past is like, oh, I wanted to play this game, but I cut Kishan, and now he hates me. The present is I'm so closed off. I hate everyone, and I'm just a strap bot. And then Genevieve future is, hey, I lost this game.
I'm gonna be like what Teresa. Listen, you can hate me behind my millions.
Listen, you can hate me from outside the club. You know what I'm saying?
But in her situation, she got to get there first. So I understand. And her position, she is not likely that she wins. So I can understand why she feels so bad about it. Because like, dang, I became a robot and played so calculated and played with no feelings. But now I could be going home tonight or tomorrow, and I will not only will I not win this game, I will have not had any friends coming out of this like a lot of people do. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that can
shoot. Survivor 44 or 45 is looking at it like, hey, that couldn't be me. We're all friends. Whichever one had Caroline and everyone being 44. Best friends. Right.
Yeah. And so that's definitely a great perspective. Like, she's a really complex character, and I really enjoy her character in the game. Just seeing her weigh everything out, and really the self-reflection that Genevieve has, I think, is really potent, and I like it. I wish more players would have it, because a lot of people are so determined to see that their game is so much better than what it is, or so flawless. Or then you have the opposite side where people feel like their game they weren't really doing much in a game, but it's like, hey, if you pay attention, you've actually done pretty good for yourself, and you need to own that, you know? So I appreciate her reflection for sure. Immunity challenge. Don't care about it. It was 3 parts. It was not an obstacle. Well, kind of was an obstacle course, but not the one that we normally see. 3 different parts to it. They just have to get 3 balls in a hole. That's all y'all need to know. All the rest of it ain't really important. Climbing over a balance beam or walking over a balance beam, balancing a ball, using the little 2-sided staff with a box and knocking skulls through.
That was kind of clean.
That was kind of cool. I did like that. Knocking the skulls through and then finally setting up the little paddle board to roll the ball down and get it in the 3 spaces. Rachel wins.
Right? I will say I was stressed watching it. Not because Rachel was about to win, but because Sam was in the lead.
Yes, he was in the lead.
I'm like, Sam, in my head,
I'm
close. Like, Sam, you can't win. If you win, they just put all their votes on Genevieve and it's over. Mm-hmm. And I think he had a tweet later because I don't know, people were clowning on him. He's like, remember, we had to lose in order for the plan to work.
They did. And that's the sad part about it. That's the real sad part about it. But because it's like... Yeah, that would have been.
I know, Eric. If you were Sam in that situation, do you still push for the win just to stay alive, or do you fully trust someone like Andy in a situation like that?
I think it's hard because it's like I want to be safe. I feel like at any point at this point in the game, you have to make sure you're safe because there was no guarantee. Genevieve, once again, come on, Genevieve gonna get her flowers too today. Because even she said there is no guarantee that Operation Italy is going to work because there are so many ways that this thing can go wrong. One being Andy could decide to get cold feet and not do it, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, there are idols and advantages that could be played and that could screw everything up. And so there is just no way to truly believe and know that it's going to work out in our favor, or they cannot believe that the idols and they just throw all the votes on me anyway and send me home type deal, right? And so I think at this stage in the game, you have to just go for broke. And I know we had a plan to keep us all 3 here, but I didn't come for all 3 of us. I came here for me because also what you can do if you, Sam or Genevieve, whether if one of them won and the other went home, I'm going back to the 5 and I'm letting know your boy Andy ratted you out. Just so you know, I know about y'all alliance. I know how many advantages and stuff that you got, right? You know, if it come down to it, obviously I will wait till after the immunity, just in case I win that again, so I can keep Andy on my side and let them eat amongst themselves, right? And there are so many different things that you can do if you survive and Genevieve goes home or Sam goes home that you could try to play to split the other people up. But I think I would just go for it. I would have to. I can't not be safe because the plan could have went wrong.
Yep. And I think it's probably so tough, the fact that Sam and Genevieve have been self-described almost zombies, just like sitting there waiting, where it's like, all right, we have a chance to maybe make a move. So I probably, full hindsight, who knows what I would have did in the moment. But man, I'm happy that Sam didn't win that challenge.
I think I'm only sad is because Rachel won. That's the only part I'm sad about.
Really? I thought that made it extra cinematic.
I love Rachel, and I am rooting for Rachel, not draft purposes, because she's not on my draft. But Rachel is playing such a phenomenal game because she won. So that's back-to-back immunity wins. She still has 2 advantages. She's in the majority alliance. Like, she's mothering, as the people on Twitter would say. And she's mothering, you know? And so I just, you know, I love her dearly, and I think she will win this game. But because I'm rooting for Andy, and I think Andy is on my team, I wanted his plan to work because if she had not won that immunity challenge and somebody other than Genevieve or Sam had won, Rachel would have been gone. He would have taken out the front runner of the game in a very elaborate blindside. And that would have just set the game ablaze. Unfortunately, they had to settle for a consolation prize. But just one immunity could have changed. Who won that immunity could have changed the entire landscape of the game and the outcome of what this game will be. And we're going to come back to this moment. If Rachel wins, it's going to be crazy because, girl, you was going home tonight and do not.
2 different weeks where Rachel, you're pretty much going home. Get saved by Saul. Rachel, you're going home. Clutches an immunity challenge
that she didn't even really know that she needed. But also she had an idol. So this goes back to when I was saying Genevieve said so many things could go wrong. Even Rachel was starting to think like, I don't know, I may use my idol because if I feel a little, I'm feeling a little froggy, I might need to use my idol. And then you have Caroline, who her name gets thrown out. And so she's starting like, oh, I don't like my name being out there. Right. The Blue Tribe should have tried to stay together better, Mary. I agree. But because now it's just Sue left. Sue was like, I don't like the fact that my daughter Caroline's name is getting thrown at her. So I might use my idol on you, girl. I'm gonna use my idol on you tonight because I gotta make sure you say I gotta protect you. And I'm like, OMG. I was thinking the worst possible scenario. I said Operation Italy is going to work, but it's also going to fail because I'm like, watch it work. They do the 3-2-2 split. And they vote out Caroline, but Sue uses the idol to save Caroline and say who had the most votes. Was it?
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
It would have been a tie, a 2-2 tie between Sam and Genevieve.
They would have to revote.
Yeah,
right. So
and I think
Sam would
have went. Yeah,
because Genevieve didn't use her idol, so they were like, "Oh, girl, you was faking it. Let's send Sam home." So it would have been crazy. Like it would have worked. But it would have failed, and then Sam would have still went home, and then Andy would have got exposed for flipping, and it would all have been a big mess. And so it was like so many different things could have went wrong, and I would not have wanted it to work like that. So I just didn't know what's gonna happen though, because I'm like, if she uses idol, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be real crazy if she used the idol. But she didn't, and blesses
she good,
Caroline.
Oh man,
sweet Caroline.
Oh man,
Eli, didn't you say you had Caroline?
None of us had Caroline.
Yeah, what Eric said.
I thought so.
What Eric said.
I thought so.
Nah, he know.
That's what we're looking at now. Me and Eric holding on by a thread.
Oh, you only got one too, girl. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I lost Cal last week.
Oh, you lost back to back too, like I did one time. Dang.
I've got Teeny. Ain't looking too good for Teeny.
Josh fits the win. This dang draft is crazy.
And been here for like 2 episodes.
Hey, don't act like Genevieve's not right there. And Sue's also, but Sue's not gonna win. But she's gonna be in the finale. She's gonna be in the final 3.
She will be a final 3 person, absolutely. She definitely will be in the final 3.
I think Sue might be too, possibly.
So you said she might be too. Depending on,
I think Sue and Genevieve gonna be in the final, maybe.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. I love the sound of that.
I think. No.
I don't know if Caroline will be brought back for season 50, Mary. I'm not really sure.
So.
In my head, not that you have to have a moment in order to get called back, but did Caroline make a move?
She didn't, but she was like very.
She was a part of the. She was a part of the Gabe one. She was a part of the Gabe vote, which is probably her biggest moment. But that being said, I don't know. She'd probably. The thing is, she'd probably crush it on 50.
Yeah.
But I don't think she gets that call.
I think she's been. I mean, we can just start going into the people that that everybody that's left, because Caroline did get sent home, y'all. 3-2-2. She was blindsided. Everybody was blindsided. Andy said he was going to explain it to him. The jurors like, oh my gosh, it was Andy again. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but they know it was Andy's move. And but speaking of Caroline, to that point, I think she played a really good game, a solid game. She didn't have a whole lot of flashy moves, but she did make the right alliances with the right people. She was aware of the threats in the game, because we got to remember early on, she was one of the main ones saying how good Rachel was in this game and how Rachel needed to go. Now, why they flipped it and then sent her home, that's a whole nother question. But she realized what was going on in this game. And she
was a good background player, if I had to like categorize her. Very good, but in the background.
She knew more than we did, because she must know something we don't. Because she was like, it's a good thing. And I loved her joy that she played this game with. Is undeniable. Like, she was like, they got me. It was a great move because I would have won if I would have been in the final 3. I'm like, oh.
She said, I would have ate y'all up.
And so I'm like, so she had something up her sleeve. Has she got there? So I'm pretty sure she had some moves with Sue and that idol. I think they were gonna make a play next week. I think they would have tried to use that to make a play next week for sure, because that's just the player she is. I think she knew and recognized the threats that were there. And I just think that she would have tried to make a move next week with that. So she knew she had a plan, but she gone now, so it don't make no difference about what plan she had. Teeny, since we just going down the line, we already kind of pretty much talked about Teeny. No hopes of winning. May make it closer to the end.
She has the potential to be a 0
vote finalist.
And hey, fam, it's a check. So
it's a check.
I'm trying to even think who would take Teeny. Shoot, do we even know who's good at making fire? Have they done the scene where someone has fire in their glasses? Who wears glasses?
Rachel wears fire, ain't she?
Oh, maybe.
Because was that her that made it all extra quick at the beginning? Or no, that was
probably. Shoot. My memory's bad.
In the words of Olin from Legends of the Hidden Temple, let's rock. Okay. Let's rock. So yeah, Teeny, I'm just looking at Teeny's game, and since we go into finale, we just analyzing the winner potential. It's 0. She has 0 win equity, very much giving 0 vote finalist.
Exactly who I would be bringing to the finals. Come on, Teeny. Let's go, fam.
No, most definitely.
Does Teeny have a chance sitting next to Sue and... I'm sorry, Teeny doesn't have a chance.
No. No, Teeny doesn't. So next,
Sue will be here.
Sue. Speaking of Sue, where is Sue's win equity in your opinion?
There's a lot of Blue Tribe, but also she hates Kyle and has vocalized that, so I don't even know if she gets like Kyle's vote. I forgot to mention when Kyle walked in for the jury, why Sue look at him like, I did that?
He was so satisfied to see him over there.
So Kyle definitely would not vote for her. Well, we say that he might. I don't know.
She's the same age as Saul, so it's like they have that connection. I don't see 4 votes.
I don't see 4.
I don't see 3 for a 3-3 tie. So I think it's 1%.
Yeah, I think her win equity is also very
low. Unless her idol plays crazy and she gets. I don't even know.
She has second place potential if Teeny is there.
Yeah, I would say that because Caroline, she's always gonna have that one Caroline vote, right? So I think that's what's gonna set it apart. I think we're gonna see what we've always seen. Besides a couple of times, is she's gonna be with that one little vote or whatever, and so that's gonna be interesting. Not really, because that means the third person is gonna win by an overwhelming majority of votes. But Sue, yeah, I don't see her winning. She's played a decent game in terms of just finding idols, hiding her idol, keeping it a secret, having close allies. I just think her sword went home, which was Gabe. I think she needed Gabe in this game a little bit longer to make some extra moves. But he's gone. So she lost her sword and then she lost her shield in Caroline tonight. So I think her chances of making any strong moves are gone because she was also the brains, as they would say. Caroline was the brains of their duo.
Right.
So it's not looking good for Sue. Let's see who's next. Genevieve.
Now everyone that all has a chance to win.
Right, everybody got a chance to win. Mary says Andy is a 0 vote finalist.
I think he was before tonight. Where
it depends on how he explained himself too.
I think having a move like this, where say he's either Genevieve or Sam are in the jury, they're gonna credit Andy with that move. And Andy's the only one that could have made it happen.
Yeah.
So I think he garnered a whole lot of respect that puts him above TV and Sue.
Yeah.
But in regards to Genevieve, I think she has the toughest path to the final 3 seats. I think potentially fired, potentially just getting voted out. We saw in the previews, people might be speculating that the idol's fake. So I think if she sits in those final 2 seat or final 3 seats, she has a great story.
Oh yeah.
But she doesn't have, it's almost like, you could say she played a great game, but also we've seen, jury management is part of your social game too. And I'm not saying the jury dislikes her, the jury doesn't know much about her just because she's been in such a game bot mode. So I would love a Genevieve win. In terms of I want Genevieve to win the most, but it's looking a little shaky.
And even with Andy, like I think with this move, it definitely puts him in the talk of being a contender to win this game. However, like I said in the group chat, I think that this move, as great as it was, is going to come at a cost to him next week. I honestly, and it's sad to say because he's on my draft, I think Andy might go home next week at 6. I think he's going home at 6. I don't know how. I just have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. And if it's not 6, it's 5. I don't think Andy's going to win this game. And I hate that. I hate to hear this coming out of my mouth because I truly believe in this boy. I really do. And I think he has what it takes to get there. But I know the way these games work. And I just don't see it happening.
Man, if Genevieve became the tallest grass after the Saul vote, after being like, hey, we should get rid of Saul.
He didn't become an oak tree.
And he's a skyscraper.
Literally.
Like, he's giant. Like, he's should have grown a lot. And I think how the people in the game interpret it, or I guess specifically Rachel, Teeny, and Sue, will show how much they really respect him in the game. If he gets like no credit for it, I'm a little nervous for him, though I think he should get all the credit. But it's all about perception out on that island.
Yeah, which is what he told Genevieve at the beginning. It's all about perception. So I think I wouldn't have said, he keep telling people I'll explain. I wouldn't have told them, I wouldn't explain nothing. Caroline went home. That's what happened. How that happened, I don't know. He went home. I
wrote down the wrong name. I'm sorry. I thought we were voting. I misspelled it.
I would have said Sam showed me an idol too. I would let him keep his little bead that he showed me he had an idol too. And I was like, well, I ain't vote for them at the last second. I just didn't get to tell y'all. So I switched my vote. Shoot. That's my explanation. I was scared both of them had an idol now because I heard them whispering and I felt like they both had idols. So end of that story.
Speaking of Sam, what are the odds, not even of him just winning, of him comping out and making it at least a fire?
He ain't won nothing yet. So
he won rewards. He won rewards.
He almost lost that too. So no, he ain't gonna win nothing.
Well, then is he gonna win the game? Does he have a chance to win the game
either?
I think he has a chance to win the game. I don't
really.
I think he has a chance. I mean, of course, you have Sierra championing him in the jury. And I think if him or Genevieve make it to the end, it's the overdog to overdog story where he played the game. He's seen as being a big game player. And now the people on the island, Rachel's a big target. Andy, in my head, should be a big target. And Genevieve is a big target. But will he make it with Teeny Hate? Will he make it with Teeny Hate? I don't know. I feel like he hasn't done nothing. But people think he's done stuff though.
And that's okay. And y'all
not
know
the finale being a bunch of you've done nothings.
Because here's the thing: the only thing Sam has done, and normally I don't defend a man in the game like this, but it's like only thing he's done is be a man that has muscles and generally like good looking.
I think he's well positioned himself.
No, we being real about it. Has the potential to like win. But has he done a lot of big things? No. I mean, he's done some. You know, he ran
pre-jury. He did a lot of
pre-jury.
a lot of pre-merge.
I wouldn't say he did nothing, but he did next to nothing.
I think he's done a great job surviving. Even when the choice was him and Sierra, on paper, he should go.
Nuts. Why wouldn't y'all?
He should go, and he didn't. And the fact that he's able to stay alive despite being an All-American quarterback and able to hide behind Kyle, able to hide behind Genevieve, and of course he's had no power because he's a overdog. But if you're an overdog that makes it to the end, I don't care. You're still an overdog that made it to the end. You shouldn't be there, and he outplayed people to get there.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he outplayed more so than he outlasted. I think that's just really what it is because the reason why Sierra went home is like Sierra's the brains. She's the social player. We can get him anytime. So he was just like a backup, like, oh yeah, we're gonna get him, but we need to get her first because she's able to navigate. She can maneuver in this game where he can't. So they took her out. And clearly they were right to do that because they got him right where right where they want him. Because had Andy not flipped, he would have been gone tonight.
Right.
You know? And so I'm really struggling with the logic, Teeny more specifically. Like, you want this man out. He ain't did nothing. He has not won.
He even survived the gate vote. And I think Genevieve was the main target, but he's been able to integrate himself. Yeah, I was about to say ingratiate. Then I'm like, is that a word? But he's been able to get it, and he hasn't even had to win challenges. And I know the point of Survivor is, oh, you want to be the head honcho pointing, we're getting rid of Kyle, we're getting rid of Rome, whoever. But I don't know if you can't make those decisions. If you aren't Rachel and you don't have a 5-person underdog alliance, you got to make it work somehow. And I think Sam's made it work.
But see, and I want to give him that credit, but it's like he's not making it work through his own conversations, and people are like, oh, well, that's a great point, Sam. He only making it because the women are bigger threats to him socially and strategically. Genevieve is a target of him because she is a threat. She's orchestrated things, and people don't like how she's been a robot and calculated in the game. And the only reason why he was gonna go before her tonight is because Teeny had a personal vendetta against him. And that's literally the only reason why he was going to go over her tonight. But hey, I don't know. Sam,
that personal vendetta was just because he didn't invite Teeny for food in my head. So that's not even his fault either. And his decision on who to bring put him in this position. So
denying Teeny a margarita was a mistake. That's where he went wrong.
I don't think so. I mean, I think Teeny was going to be the way Teeny was going to be. I think it would have made her nicer.
But Teeny wasn't gonna flip to no side.
No, she definitely was never gonna flip at all. Sam, why Mary talk about Sam is there for the post game?
Eric, don't read that. Eric, why are you reading that? You could have looked right past it. Oh man. So Rachel, who we think has the best chance,
Mary.
The girls played the game, y'all.
Rachel's a threat to 3 people, but as you said, she's automatically in 5, and it all depends on who goes at 6.
It all depends on who goes at 6, and it's like she's beating everybody else that's there in a challenge, so it's like it's unlikely.
Rachel has a high chance.
Yeah, she's a high chance of just making herself get to the end, taking herself. Like, so not only she's not requiring anybody to take. Go ahead, Treese.
Oh no, go ahead. You can.
I thought you said listen, so I was like, I'm gonna let you talk.
I was about to say something.
Go ahead while you can, because I know it.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm gonna remember.
It's just like her ability to take herself, because she can take herself if need be. She can win out, like comp out. She can win a challenge, right? Because she's shown us twice back to back. Even if she doesn't do that, she still has these tricks up her sleeve. Her idol and her block of vote, which I don't know. I think it has to be used next week too. So she about to do something crazy next week. She got 2 things she can use up.
And who know about it? Jisoo?
No, her group know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody know.
Do they know about the idol?
Except for Rachel. Right?
Yeah. No, nobody knows about her idol.
Gotcha. Yeah. But would you argue that even Rachel doing that much stuff at 6 would make her target too big?
Yeah, but who's gonna take her out if she wins?
There's 5 and 4. We've seen season after season. The top dog end up having to go to fire, and I feel like most every time the top dog has lost at fire.
That's true. We have seen it. We have seen that happen. You're not wrong, Eli. Because there is and we make it seem short, or I'm making it seem short, like, oh, once you get to 5, it's a done deal, and we know that's not necessarily true. Because we've seen it happen to Maria at 5, right? We've seen it happen to Carson. We've seen it happen to what's his name? Jesse. We've seen it happen to Carla. So we know 5 and 4 is when the front
that snipes all this front runners.
Yeah, that 5 to 3, getting to 3.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, John, I don't like Jonathan, so I ain't gonna.
But Jonathan was another one of those names.
Was he a front runner to win the game, or just because he was just an unstoppable beast?
Hey, an unstoppable force. Hey, that means
he didn't even win a whole bunch of immunities post-merge.
Hey, I don't care. Unstoppable force.
So I don't know, man. She could still get sniped. I just don't see it happening. That's the thing. Because, like I said, the girls are trying to do Final Four. All the girls in a little underdog alliance, and well, Caroline gone, so it's really just 3.
Hey, there's 4 girls left. The girls want to get the Final Four. Genevieve making Final Four, y'all.
She could, and I would play that card. That's a card to play. Like, listen, girls, I know we ain't been seeing eye to eye. See, that's how she can flip, but I think it'd be so cool to see all the girls at the end pull the girl card. That's all you have to do, Genevieve. And I think she could make it. I think she can do it.
Listen, I think that's a really good thing to happen, because let's just be very real. Like, Girls Alliance, just in the history of all reality shows ever in the world, the percentages of the ones that work and don't, like, it's like these don't work, and then there's like this small amount that work. So it might work out in their advantage. Like, hey, we only got like 4 days left. Okay,
really,
we ain't work here in the beginning, but like, hey, how about we do something like historical, monumental? There's not many Girls Alliance. There's not many. We don't even have to be an alliance. Let's just go to the end together. You know what I'm saying? So this might be the move to finally make.
Yeah, let's eat them in. One of them win, eat the other one, and next time we just eat the other. We just beat the other one and take. And
listen,
out.
And what would be an easy sell for me? I would have said, listen, we haven't really worked together throughout this season, but let's get the women to the end. And you might say, no, I don't want to do that. But look at it like this. We know the history and how a lot of people in Survivor vote, right? Look at the jury. That's mainly a male-led jury. There is a high possibility that they could vote for a male to win. So how about we just X that out and force them to vote for a woman? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no choice. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we know about the Black Widow Brigade, Mary. We not that much of a newbie. We know about the Black Widow Brigade, and how they ate down and definitely.
Yeah, well, not many is what I mean. Yeah.
But I can see it. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But I do fear it'll be Andy, then Jen, then Teenie somehow with Sam, Caroline, and Sam, Sue, and Rachel in the end for final 3.
I don't know who's going to the end, but I think Rachel takes it all. That's just my early guess ahead of the time. If Rachel makes it to the 3, I think she wins over everyone. That's just my guess.
Yeah. I'm not gonna speak on nothing. All I'm saying is I want Genevieve to get to the end. So Genevieve is winning this game.
You don't have
Genevieve is gonna be a great second placer.
No, she doesn't get second place. Even next to Rachel, I don't care. She doesn't get second place.
What place does she get?
Numero uno.
Bye.
Viva la France!
You think Genevieve will win over Rachel?
No.
I do think so. I do. I think she has a better narrative.
Well, maybe.
They both have great stories, though. Because Rachel coulda, shoulda went home, I guess only one time in her mind. But shoot, you can say, hey, Saul saved you. You didn't even save yourself.
My
you were
social
saved by
game.
An advantage.
Saul saw my value and my worth. I made that much of an impression on him that I met him 2 minutes ago that he decided to save me.
But all Genevieve has to say is, y'all were scared of me 7 weeks ago, 7 eliminations ago, and guess who's still here? Y'all all loved Rachel. Sure, she made it here. Y'all wanted me gone because I'm the best player, and I made it to the end.
That's true. It'll be a tight one. I don't think Rachel's gonna dog walk her if she's in the end, but it'll be tight.
And hey, Sam's voting for her no matter what. Genevieve got 1, so one down.
I think
and
that's
Sierra. Oh, that's 2.
Everybody's saying the mother off between those 2 is gonna be epic, and I was like, if it come down to those 2, I think we may be looking at the third person having to cast that vote to break the tie as to who wins.
And listen, you also got to think about how they answer these jury questions too. That could make a big difference too.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Who knows?
And as we've seen, Genevieve was a really great speaker. She has already had several quotes that we be quoting. You never want to be the tallest blade of grass. You know, you got to decipher
news or
the noise and the news. Right. So the woman can speak, y'all. So we already know. Watch out for them speakers. Watch out for the speakers because they'll get you. But I don't know. We've been here a long time. Caroline gone. Yeah. The game is up for the air. We pretty much all have stated, with the exception of Eli, that Rachel will probably win this game. But we'll see.
We shall see.
We won't even see next week. We'll see. We'll see half of it next week.
That's the crazy part. But y'all, thank you for tuning in. Hey, who all gonna be their podcast? And make sure before you leave to click like and comment your thoughts on this episode and our recap. And most importantly, subscribe to A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast. If you're just listening, come on over here to the YouTubes and subscribe. But also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at A Who All There. And we will greatly appreciate it. Mary said we're mothering tonight. Okay, coming from another mother.
Listen. A never-ending job.
We appreciate you all as always, and we will be back next week for the part 1 of the Survivor finale. Until next time, we out.
Bye, guys.